This is an 8-bit 65C02 based computer built on 3 breadboards. This was a project that I had worked on based on Ben Eater, who is another YouTuber, a much bigger YouTuber. I've only got maybe a few followers, did. It is an excellent little teaching aid, but it's also just a whole lot of fun to just mess around with and build with. Right here, of course, is the 8-bit CPU, and it gets instructions from this, I forget exactly what model EEPROM that is. This is 32 kilobytes of RAM, although currently this computer is only configured through all this haphazard wiring and just 16 kilobytes of that 32K RAM is actually in use. And of course, this is a crystal oscillator clocked in at 1 megahertz. Of course, naturally, obviously, I mean, can't you tell? And then this is an I/O chip hooked up to the rest of the bus here for handling interfacing with other hardware connected to the computer, which right now is this very simple but very bog standard character-driven LCD screen. And currently I have it programmed to do this. Let me just plug it in right here. This is something I have to manage with one hand. Right now it's not displaying anything, but if I hit reset, well, isn't that nice? So what I would like to do, and possibly might lead to some future videos, is to take this and expand upon the sort of program that I can write on this ROM. Because one thing that's kind of a downside when it comes to this project right now is that I can only work directly with assembly for the CPU. However, there is a compiler called CC65 that will allow me to create custom mappings and output formats for non-standard hardware. So I'm thinking a fun project, and what might actually lead to a series of YouTube videos, is the creation of files and other source code files for being able to go from writing assembly code to writing C and compiling C on a computer like this one, not that one, that's my server, to be able to write a program in a much easier to handle language than assembly and be able to compile and run code on here very much like what I just ran. And going from there, what I think I would like to do is keep getting a little more ambitious with each subsequent video. What I would like to be able to do is write a device driver for this ROM for driving this I/O chip, and eventually using that device driver as a dependency for another device driver for displaying on this screen. From there, that could possibly even be a jumping off point for a very, very limited rudimentary operating system where this could be converted into something like a BIOS, and then I could have something like, say, an Arduino Nano mounted on here or on another breadboard, I've got plenty, to actually load programs live from something like, say, another computer. Don't mind the mess the cats got in here, I don't let them in the lab anymore. But would allow me to load a program on here to run on the operating system, whatever operating system, or at least a BIOS that I have on here, so that I would only have to worry about writing in an almost user space friendly version of C. That project will take some time, and there's even some more hardware that I would like to build and assemble and attach to this to interface with this, which means that I'm going to be reconfiguring how this is connected to it and all that jazz. So we'll see how that goes. I'm still in the research phase. If I think I can do it, then you'll probably start seeing some YouTube videos about it. This is, of course, not replacing BZ updates. It's just a branching out. I don't want to do only cat videos. I want to do stuff that also interests me and hopefully might also interest people who are subscribed to my channel or may subscribe to my channel. So, enjoy.